What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Welcome back to another rendition, another broadcast here in studio for VESL. It is to the CMS League. Last night we had Valorant. Tonight we have Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and it is Grand Finals Day. We get to crown ourselves a champion, get to see who's going to be facing off against each other on land, and I'm not here by myself. Never am. My name is Proper. Join with me, as always, is Tumbleweed, and we got ourselves Pikachu and Yoshi. I don't know if that is an indication on who we'd end up picking when it comes down to be playing this game, but it's a beautiful day for some Smash Bros, isn't it?
It is. I don't know if we'll see Pikachu, but I'm betting money we're going to see Pokemon Trainer because we saw him all these past 3 weeks, whatever. Time flies, right? Just all the time being picked. So a lot of good games today, I think, because we have some good matchups coming up.
The bracket has already been played through a handful of these matches already, again, through these best of threes within best of three. So let's go ahead and throw up the bracket here to be able to show you everything that's happened. 2-0s across the board. At least everybody's respecting the time. That is this Thursday evening. Wanted to get out there and melt in the hot sun. It is so hot outside you can almost start cooking an egg on the sidewalk. Let's be candid here.
I did.
Wow. And got to have breakfast the hard way, I suppose. So Palisades Pumas versus Audrey Kell. That happened in the semifinals. So Audrey Kell not going to be fighting them in grand finals, much like how their Valorant team did yesterday. So a top 4 finish for them here as far as CMS playoffs are concerned. The Palisades are going to be waiting for the winner of the other semifinal match that we have. It's the Butler Bulldogs versus Myers Park Mustangs.
Yeah, and am I remembering right? Palisade Pumas versus Audrey Kell was our finals yesterday in Valorant. Audrey Kell beat Palisade? Or was Providence? I'm not very smart. But Audrey Kell not going to do a clean sweep for the day, right? Audrey Kell, Valorant team did take it yesterday, so it's good to see that we're going to get a new team on top. It's looking like it could be Butler Bulldogs or Myers Park looking up to meet Palisade Pumas. And you know I'm a fantasy in the age-old cats versus dogs, so I'm cheering for Butler Bulldog in this matchup.
Gotta get the revenge for the animalistic warfare that we had yesterday, because I'm gonna tell you right now, them cats did not do too well, besides at least one side of Sunset. But that's a different title, different game altogether. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate coming your way right here. And as far as the teams that are left, all the way down to realistically the top 4 are the 4 seeds. So Myers Park going to be the number 2 seed. You feel like that might be more favor for them. They looked very good in the last time that we actually had them on broadcast, was versus CEEC. They absolutely dismantled them. Butler Bulldogs, on the other hand, have a lot of different players, so they're kind of living to play up to the ante. But Picamare is one of those players that kind of stood out to us last time that we had them versus CEEC. Played the Kazuya, then played the Sephiroth versus a King K. Rool of Japandi out from Charlotte Engineering Early College. So it seems going up against 45x21, who's starting off on the Corrin. Sephiroth is the immediate pick.
Yeah, and Sephiroth, I just love this character in general. I'm a big Final Fantasy fan, so nice to see Sephiroth making an appearance. And I'm noticing how weirdly long that sword is in Smash Bros. I mean, I know it looks long.
It is
Rebirth,
that long.
But it's like double his size. Like touches the top platform.
He ain't front. Yeah, that thing's not packed, bro. Like that is a real sword.
Yep.
And Cloud feels it more often than not, as so is 45x21, up to 80%. Picamare trying to go for the chase. It's a battle over the ledge right now, but both of these two characters have immensely good recovery. Back towards the center stage. Advantage for Picamare, and that's when you're going to start fishing out these back airs. Forward air would also be able to get the kill, but 45x21 able to get back to the stage.
Yeah, off to a decent little startup here for 945 versus Picamare. Gets the first stock, 945, clutching up 136%. Not quite able to make it all the way up to his mathematical name. Nice parry, though, for Picamare.
Yeah, I feel like, especially in this part of the competitions, we kept on like highlighting a lot of individuals for having like really good like core mechanics. The parries are what we're going to be looking at more often than not. It's about shield punishments more than anything, as Picamare is going to be able to get some chip damage here. Good shield coming through. Nice parry as well from the top platform. And that's the punish that we're talking about right there. Then able to get the tech chase towards the top ledge here on Pokemon Stadium 2. That's a quick 63% to Picamare Sephiroth.
Now, for those unfamiliar, Andy, because, you know, of course I know this, right? I'm on stage casting. How does this matchup look? Like, what are some of the, styles of these characters they're looking to explore against each other to really play this matchup?
Theoretically, Sephiroth should be positive in this matchup. The only problem is that going up against 945, who's showcasing a lot of good punishments for Pika Mare, either missing or just holding up the shield, like what you saw right there. For all intents and purposes, when it comes down to a tier list, you really do feel like Sephiroth should have the upper edge, but both these characters realistically sit just about even. It's just mostly coming down to the players to be able to get these whiff punishes, which you see right there. Pika Mare able to at least get the whiff with the back air, just denying any sort of presence on the stage for 945. There's going to be the second stock taken, so just about even 4 stocks, but this goes even more than just character tier list so far, Michael. This goes above everything that the players need to showcase of why they deserve to be called champion.
Absolutely. Nice matchup here, and what a good first game to start. You know, a lot of times on this stage, we've been used to kind of like these 3 stock leads, like 3-0, kind of one-sided matchups. But here, really coming down to the wire. 100% to 86. 945, able to stay on.
Yeah, good chase
just
there
like
off
that.
the
That
ledge.
was a great ending to that first round there. Remember, this is a best of 3 within a best of 3, so that's the first. What did we decide to go for? First game within the set.
First set, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, great start, right, for Myers Park there.
So just like to put it in perspective, like everything is kind of like an onion. The inner layer is going to be the game that creates the second layer, which is going to be the set.
Yep.
You win 2 sets here in the best of 3, you win the series, which is the outer layer of the onion, not the skin. We don't like the skin. Not an edible part. Biodegradable though. To go back to that conversation we had yesterday. So Sephiroth there with Pika Mare able to at least strike first. But I will say, I mean, it felt like 945 was in firm control. Realistically, like throughout the majority of that first stock, the second stock as well. But this is what I was starting to talk about. It's not even about the character matchups at that point. It has everything to do with how well Pika Mare was able to adjust to the matchup and then started punishing 945 for all of these whiff hits that were coming through.
Yeah, and once you kind of get in that zone, you get your read on your opponent. It's going to make stuff like your parries a lot easier. So good job there, taking that first game from Pika Mare. Players, I'm seeing them over there. They're still getting set up. They're still getting ready. Get into this game, too. A lot on the line, folks. As a reminder, they are playing for $25,000 in the grand scheme. Both these teams will make it to LAN. The LAN events in the next few weeks, top 4. So Butler Bulldogs, Myers Park, Audrey-Kell Palisades, all the way on LAN. So we'll get to see this matchup again, no matter how it goes, and no character change. Not a surprise there. That matchup is very close. Corin, Sephiroth, round 2, fight.
Very interesting again for 945. We actually saw Donkey Kong actually picked last time that they were facing up against the Garinger Wildcats. But like here, as far as the finals are concerned, you're going to be coming out with your main. You're going to be coming out with what is comfortable to you. And then, well, you can't ask for a better start if you are on 45. You are able to get a quick 77%, but back to the neutral side of the stage. That's exactly what Sephiroth wants. Good chase there with the forward smash. Going to claim that first stock, and only up to 58% now, so in a real good place here as far as the second stock. Able to get a good couple combinations with the up airs. Pika Mare struggling to touch the ground, but this is a great advantage for 45x21.
Yeah, that was really good. I mean, Sephiroth only had like 80-90% or something like that when he got sent off the side of the stage. Just looking to see if he can bounce back. He's almost a literal 1 whole stock behind, counting percentages, folks. Can't quite get that finish there. Now he's going to be going against the edging of 945. 945, 2-stock lead. What a dominant start to the second round.
Can't ask for anything better. Falling Fair will claim that first stock for 945. Realistically, it was on borrowed time, you would feel, but still a lot more to do. 945's adjustment coming into the second match is actually really, really stellar. I mean, just punishing what Sephiroth is lacking, and that's just the ability to attack downward. The up air nair combinations coming through from Corin is what makes his character very highly regarded, but good neutral game coming through here for Pika Mare. Would do well to try to fish out a couple more backers and maybe try to get this first stock, but loses center stage control. Gets it right back. 945 with leader's advantage, starting to actually get away from them, giving up center stage again. Nice little punish, and then the catch there with the tech grab is going to actually do quite well for themselves. So 108% here on the second stock is 945, and the back air almost claimed a good SDI from 945.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see if, well, we do get down 1 stock apiece. This would be a pretty tremendous comeback for Peakamare and a big letdown for the Butler Bulldogs as far as his first set is concerned. But he's crawling back. He's been fighting very well, 70% to 52. This could go anyone's way, but at any moment, as we saw earlier, 90%, Sephiroth can get off the stage, get thrown off stage, and he is right there with that up air combo, up smash combo in the air, I guess is the right term. So we go 1-1 in this first set. Corin taking that match and looked really impressive. I'm not as familiar with Corin, but I mean, it just looks like it's 2 very evenly skilled players here in the start of our game, and this set could really go anybody's way.
It really does feel that way. I mean,
I'm wondering if, I was trying to think, like, if I'm Sephiroth, am I going to change my character? I don't know, because you had a really rough start, right? That first 2 stock disadvantage was huge. And if you played consistently that 3rd stock, so like maybe Corin's a little bit more comfortable in this matchup now, it's interesting, right? Because you almost came back, but it was really one-sided for a long time.
The only thing that like you need to adjust if you are Peakamare is just getting back down to the ground, because it's just air juggle after air juggle for 945, and then like no character change is realistically going to help you out with that. And the only other character that we have seen in recency for Peakamare was the Kazuya, and if you go Kazuya versus Corin, you're going to have a worse time for sure. That's a big body right there, and although you might be able to kill a whole lot earlier, you basically become combo food. A little bit of a heavier character is Kazuya comparatively to Sephiroth, a lot less maneuverability, but again, you do have that few one-shot potential when it comes down to those abilities that are based around Kazuya. So we'll have to see. Players are all ready. This is going to be the final matchup here as far as the first set. Who's going to take this first point here in our winter semifinals?
Well, they're running it back here. 9:45, dominant start in the last round. If Peakamare can get a better early start, you got to think they're going to be good. Observer Switch fell asleep for just a moment. No big deal. Got woken up. We're all just getting eased into the action today, folks.
It's important to pick as well that Peakamare decided to go to Final Destination as the counter pick. What we just had. So no ledges. That's actually kind of been plaguing Peakamare as far as landing and getting across neutral stage. This is a good stage selection, realistically for any sortie, but Sephiroth, as you already pointed out, that sword is about 3 bodies long, so you have to really try to fish out these back airs, which you can see Peakamare looking for. Percentage advantage surely for 945, but this is all neutral game. Nice little spot dodge coming through from 945, and then the chase up top with the up air. It's more than just hitting the moves. It's also the fastfalls that 945 is implementing in between all those nairs, the up airs, just constantly resetting their jumps, making sure that they're always ready to chase whatever Peakamare is throwing up top.
That was a beautiful kind of dodge there for the hit. And again, we're seeing just not quite able to get that charge smash off. Again, we're seeing 945 just with a dominating start to this matchup. It just feels like he really understands this matchup a little bit better. Waiting to see if we get another 2-stock lead. 127% for 945. He's off, but he's got an 83% comfort zone. Peakamare starting to get warmed up.
Looking for any sort of opening. It's the spot dodges, man. It's just so on point for 945. Peakamare really does need to be careful. Nice little decision-making, bad SCI from Peakamare into the blast zone. Potential last stock here in the tournament for Peakamare.
Waiting to see how this goes. If you're Peakamare, you're going to really be kicking yourself. This was your stage. This was your pick.
Oh, good reflect option.
That was very good.
High. Again, I mean, you're 945 at this point. Like, you have the comfort to start pressing buttons. Oh, just back-to-back right there. Bad directional input, trying to at least get those maneuvers out. Especially if we're not going to be able to get it, but the back air chasing from the get-up jump from the ledge. It's going to bring us down to a final stock situation again.
Yeah, and what a perfect ending for this series right here, for this set. To watch Peakamare versus 945. But none of the last stock has been so close, neck and neck. It's went to the last stock every round. Why should this one be any different? Peakamare is at a big disadvantage, 82% to 2. 945 kind of slowed down the play a little bit, trying to get a little bit more methodical with it.
lose that one wing, though.
Yep.
This is where we're seeing Picamare really start picking up the pace. When that wing does come out to play, a little bit faster, a little bit more oomph behind the maneuvers, but gonna get caught with the tech grab. 5x21, 945. Has neutral stage. 45%, good combination, but couldn't connect with the follow-up. Up air, trying to go for a back air to maybe try to set 945 off stage. 945 back down towards the neutral. Picamare now threatening death. Another grab. The up throw will confirm it. Myers Park will end up losing this first game. Butler Bulldogs strike first. Look at the point on the board.
Yeah, and just what resiliency from Corin there. Observer got out of there, man. Pulled the plug for that matchup. But what an outstanding performance there for Butler Bulldogs in that first set. Going up 1-0, this is a best of 3, so if they win the next set, the next best of 3 with their next 2 players, then they will take this series and go all the way to that grand finals where Palisade Pumas awaits them in, I think, a best of 5, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So just beautiful performance. I can't wait to see those guys run it back because that was a really close matchup. So if we get a LAN with these 2 teams in the future, I know that both of those players are going to be itching to go at it again.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And, again, it's just one of those things that, like, you feel like the matchups, especially on LAN, where like you don't even have like the slightest bit of input lag. It's going to be really beneficial. So I mean, especially for 945 when that Corin was looking very crisp. You get 945 on LAN. Things are going to looking pretty darn good for yourself. So Butler Bulldogs are going to be able to go up 1-0 first. Again, technically the lower seed, and I mean that would technically be an upset by seeding purposes, but. I mean, that was just a really close series all the way through. So we'll have to see how things do end up panning out. Players will now swap who was in for Butler Bulldogs and who's in for Myers Park.
We got Pokemon Trainer with Bonk, and then Falco, we got Yuta for Myers Park. Early prediction becomes accurate. We don't see Pikachu, but we're definitely probably going to see Pokemon Trainer. And I know that Andy's always excited to see Pokemon Trainer.
It's a good character, and well, good characters, I should say again. And I feel like that we're a broken record at this point, just talking about the versatility that you get in between the 3 mons. Specifically, Squirtle starting things off almost feels like a melee matchup, especially because Falco's on the screen. But nice little fair combination, being able to get the tech chase up to 39% there off of the back air. Able to get at least one more. Forward smash not going to connect, but it's just the end lag that you get from Squirtle. Not all of the killing percentage, but just so annoying. It's just a shorter character and has so much utility just to keep you at bay.
Yeah, I'm just kind of watching this matchup unfold, and I think this is our first Falco of the tournament, but I know he plays pretty similar to like a Fox. Not exactly. Now we see that Bulbasaur swap for Ivysaur, so now we're going to have a little bit extra range. And just, I guess, does that count as a pineapple?
No, that's a spike.
That's a spike?
Yeah, at the ledge there with the short hop down air from Bonk, which I'm pretty sure Bonk is actually a part of Myers. Yeah, so there you go. The top actually just ended up switching. So Bonk representing the Mustangs, Yuta representing the Butler Bulldogs. So a great start, the potential bounce back for Myers Park. Picamare Sephiroth wasn't able to get it done, but in a really good advantage state right here. 98% on the Ivysaur again. Once you start getting above about 90%, then you will probably switch to the Charizard, but why switch? Why fix what ain't broke right now? Ivysaur. This is a very good Pokemon, so much good neutral, the grab into the Nair, up special as well to the Vine Whip. Try to switch to Charizard and maybe try to get a fair, but gonna get the tech chase as well off of the side B. Again, the Flare Blitz, you will take a lot of damage from if you spam it. But when you use it properly like that, you're gonna be in a really good spot. But if you can just shield it, Charizard goes into free fall. Easy pickup there for Yuta, able to at least take that first stock, but living on borrowed time, 93% on their last.
Yeah, this feels like a big mismatch, and quickly Pokemon Trainer swaps back. I think you have to swap sequentially. Goes through the Squirtle, goes into Ivysaur.
Correct.
Back on the Charizard now, looking just to finish off this matchup. This has looked pretty one-sided for a while, but Yuta finally getting a little bit of comfort. Crawling back, but, I mean, it's Charizard, man. What can you do? Smacks you with that tail, you go flying. You're at 100%. Back is definitely against the wall here.
Just need something. Yeah, I mean, this big lizard, like you can turn it into combo food, but you can also just see the speed as well. Good grab, back air is going to send him off the stage, but try to bite off more than you can chew. How about a flare blitz right to your beak? Big first game statement coming through from Bonk, winning it 2 stocks to 0.
That was a huge statement. I mean, I thought for a while he was going to clean sweep in 3-0, especially the way that Ivysaur was looking. Those spikes, as you called him off the side, just perfectly executed. Falco not able to do anything to get back on stage. And Falco, very similar, if I remember right, to Star Fox, right? When he's trying to get back on stage, he's got that brief charge-up moment. So because of that pause, it makes it a lot easier for Ivysaur to come in,
just
spike you down
every single time.
Yeah, just get out of here. So I don't know if it's me. I don't know if this player, if he has a deeper pool, right? But I would probably swap away from Falco in this matchup.
We saw Banjo last week when they were going up against the Garinger Wildcats. It was going up against an adult Link, and the Banjo was really, really good. Again, like Banjo has a lot of good utility just to try to get through like a lot of like the ability spam that we're seeing from Ivysaur and like the Razor Leaf as well as just like Squirtle running it down. Banjo has like the side B with the red feathers that you can really try to exploit. The neutral game is also very, very good as well for Banjo, but I don't know if we'll see any swaps whatsoever. I think that Falco still technically should be a very good matchup versus Pokemon Trainer. It's just about fishing out those opportunities. Again, when you're thinking about it like from like a melee character's perspective, specifically for Falco, Fox, or even Mario, like these Brawly-esque characters, like you really just need to try to get your shield up, and you just need to start whiff punishing. Not a whole lot of those options were available to you, but Yuta actually opting in for the Diddy Kong. And this is a really good matchup for Diddy. Again, shorter character, a lot of good stopping power, a lot of good kill potential, and we're saying on Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be a short character in Squirtle and Ivysaur, go to their height, right? Throwing out that banana peel. We saw Diddy Kong, if I'm not mistaken, and Diddy Kong was really good in the last time we saw him. I believe from a character perspective, pretty decent on the tier list.
Oh yeah, Diddy's easily up there with like Joker, Mythra, Pyra, Sora.
Still no Steve, man. I want to see Steve.
Thank goodness for that.
I saw, last week you and Shimako casted this over on the other side. I saw some Piranha Plant. I don't know if you got to see some Piranha Plant.
We saw some Piranha Plant, but that character is buns.
Yeah.
Does have heavy armor on that the pot of the plant and a lot of good options, but speaking of good options, banana peel play coming through from Yuta, forcing out Bonk to go to Ivysaur early. Good parry, though, a bad option out of it. Opting back in for the banana peel, trying to fish out an opportunity, able to get the trip mid-air, but the little tech from the air dodge coming through from Bonk, just reset back to the neutral. Game just about even. Yuta with a slight advantage, if you can even call it that, but a little bit of a falling fair to a fine win will benefit you if you are Bonk, but getting to that percentage now where a good smash attack might just be able to get the eliminations depending on where you are on the stage. The dashing up smash will do it for Yuta. Strikes first.
Yeah, and definitely liking this matchup swap here for Yuta. Looks a lot more comfortable than they did in the last round. I'm not just saying that because they're up a stock compared to being down 2 last time. Just seems a lot more fluid, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Nice combo there. Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's pineapple.
That's pineapple, yep. Dashes right into the side of that map there. Unfortunate, but you still have pretty good momentum if you're Yuta. That was a nice combo onto that Charizard. It could have been deadly. Could have easily been up for a 2-stock lead.
Very interesting choice. Just try to come back out on Squirtle. Took an unnecessary amount of percentage, but Yuta is in the flow state with these banana peels right now. Bonk really needs to find an opportunity to try to punish this. Just throwing out Razor Leaves. Is getting caught constantly. Yuta is just living up true to the platformer. Good parry to the banana peel, straight to the schnozzle of Bonk's Ivysaur. Down tilt, dash up smash. Yuta is in prime form here on the Diddy Kong now with a whole stock lead. Ooh. Oh, do it to him. Combo food on the lizard. Good little jump out of that combination. Just falling there to reset neutral.
Yeah, I love what I'm seeing here. I'm just kind of like watching in awe. You know, because I'm bad at Smash Brothers, ladies and gentlemen. I am not the guy that wants to be in a matchup, and that was beautiful. Did that banana just block a dragon?
No, so you have super armor on the Flare Blitz, but the shield just barely lived like skill size for Yuta. But the down air, chasing off stage, will finally get that second stock. And I know it's 134 to 0%, but it felt like that maybe one good combination from the Charizard might just be able to do it. Not going to be the case at all. Yuta, no percent on that final stock. Will tie things up And this is where things are going to get a little hairy, because now if this Diddy Kong is able to win the next game, then that's just going to be the Butler Bulldogs making it into grand finals. This is Myers Park for Bonk. Is very important now. Do you chance trying to go to a different character to combat it against Diddy Kong? Because you did well in the neutral against it. It's just sticking on Squirtle too long, sticking on Charizard too long. Ivysaur is the answer coming into a Diddy Kong matchup. It's just you really do have to kind of like square peg, round hole it in a way. It's just like try to fish out those opportunities with the Razor Leafs, which you saw patience was starting to run thin.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I would change the character. It's hard, though, right? Because you just got counterpicked in a way, and now you're like, man, I can counterpick this Diddy Kong. Right now, the biggest surprise ever for me would be if for some reason we would go off of Diddy Kong, right? Because I don't know if these players see each other, what the rules are for changing. But like, imagine they both just change. It's like the ultimate mind game.
Yeah.
Right. I guess we're gonna find out here in a moment. Butler Bulldogs, Myers Park. Who do we see?
Yeah,
they're running it back.
And I like this pick again. It's just. Like, Pokemon Trainer, this is about an even matchup. I mean, maybe, like, Diddy is positive ever so slightly, but it's mostly because of Ivysaur. Again, you can bash your head on trying to make Squirtle work, but it's just so damn tough because Diddy is just that fast. Got to try to get a couple of these grabs in the down air combination, but tech grabs, banana peels, just all over the place right now as Yuta is just dancing around this turtle.
Letting this action unfold. Yuta off to another good start, but Bonk doing okay here. And it's interesting that Bonk's just staying on Squirtle, you know. You talked about it. He had the best performance last round on the Ivysaur. Charizard didn't really do too hot in this matchup.
Oh. Banana peel, down throw. I'm able to get a secondary hit off of that. And Squirtle's now at that percent. I was about to say, you got to swap Pokemon because Squirtle was at that deafening percent where a charging up smash, dash up smash would have potentially done it. But this is what I'm talking about. Good Razor Leafs coming through, trips up on the banana peel. Gets a little over-eager, though, able to at least trade with the forward smash, but the tech chase from the down throw to the Razor Whip will do it. Bonk strikes first.
Yeah, and last round, Yuta struck first, so Bonk clearly getting comfortable in this matchup. We might just see him run the distance with Ivysaur. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Get up attack. Misses wildly with the up smash, though. Or forward smash, I should say.
Just barely missing that hit.
A lot of pummels there off of that grab, by the way. Either Bonk wasn't mashing or Yuta was just letting him absolutely have those little Kong hands. Over to the Charizard, trying to at least get the second stock early. Forward smash sends Yuta all the way to the blast zone. No edge guard whatsoever. Jab will send Yuta back off stage for the time being. Back towards the neutral, though. Nice little forward tilt. Trips on the banana peel, not once, but twice. Tough scenes when you have that big of a feat, I suppose, but nice job from Yuta just to be able to get back towards the stage. And the thing about Yuta on the Diddy Kong is that they are not backing down from anything. Like, Bonk is fishing to get this second stock early, but it's taking a lot of damage because of it.
Yeah, Yuta just weaving in these, like, banana peel throws very well. Like, coming back to the stage, just perfectly timing it. Oh, yeah. You're going to burn your hands if you hang on there too long.
Flamethrower does
Good
2-frame,
toss.
but forward throw will get that second stock. Only 80%, so you almost have to feel that Bonk is going to try to get as much percent as possible off the second stock with the Charizard before swapping to Ivy for the last.
And we're getting a fresh stock. This could end it all. Yuta, 0%. Bonk, 0%. And he swaps that Ivysaur. You said it best. This is where Bonk's looked the most comfortable in this matchup. Squirtle's not doing it. Charizard's okay. Just a nice little spam. I can get behind this. This looks like some move I could do.
This is what you need to do in this matchup. You just need to try to deny the neutral area of the stage away from the Diddy Kong. And the only way that you're going to be able to do that is with the Razor Leaves. Maybe a falling forward air as well, but now Yuta's cooking. Just a quick swap over to the Charizard, 25% there off the Flare Blitz. Trying to find a falling back air, but falls right into the banana peel, going up into their tail. And it's important to remember that tail, by the way, is an entire hurt box. So if Diddy connects onto that tail with a grab or anything, that's going to hurt. Nice little back air going to come through. Yuta's just trying to bait out these Flare Blitzes. Bonk taking unnecessary damage off to the stage. Up air, unable to get the chase. Gonna clank ever so slightly. Forward smash misses wildly and just gets the flare blitz. Just yeets themselves right into Yuta. That really did feel like that Yuta should have won that series, but tries to pull out a banana peel instead of shielding on up, and we'll lose the game because of it. We got ourselves a tied series.
Yeah, that felt like, you said it, you took the words right out of my mouth. That looked like Yuta's game to win. So unfortunate that you kind of like, you threw really, right? Like you threw that game away. You threw it harder than you threw the banana peel. Great play though from Pokemon Trainer, sticking to your guns, playing that one character strong, and that last second, adaption, right, where we said, oh, well, you should stick on Ivysaur. He starts out Ivysaur for that third stock. They're fresh. He's starting to get beat up a little bit, and he's like, he gets up 70-80%. You've talked about it earlier. Swap over to the Charizard. Go all in on that, and he clutched it out, man. I mean, it's hard to say. Like, I don't want to discredit his victory there, as opposed to did Diddy Kong just throw?
Yeah, he absolutely scammed.
Yep.
I mean, like he scammed with just like the age-old trickery that when you're going up against Diddy Kong, it's like that they're going to want to try to pull that banana peel, and you stay on Charizard because it is the heavier out of the three naturally, even in height and size. You can live to be a lot higher of a percentage, but semantics aside, we got ourselves a Game 3, an absolute bang-out in between the Mustangs and the Bulldogs here for our last winner semifinals here to see who is going to face the Palisades Puma, and we got Pasta back on the screen. Got ourselves a Sora, and he's rocking the KH3 skin. That's my type of guy right there. That's what I've been playing as on Smash Online constantly.
And another Pokemon Trainer from Sneed here. I think this Sora we saw from Astapasta, I'm pretty sure this thing dominated last time.
This character is busted.
Yeah. Because I remember you introducing it to me, Firaga, Blizzaga, Thundera. Similar skills from that Kingdom's Heart universe, Square Enix. And a little pineapple action. Astapasta goes down early. Just fell off that stage there. Weirdly kind of like dashed left and right down there. So Sneed definitely happy with that if you're a Butler Bulldog fan. Now, how does this matchup typically go on paper, Andy? You're looking at Pokemon Trainer. We've seen it be very strong. We've only seen like one Sora, maybe two, right? Is Pokemon Trainer favored in this matchup, or should Sora handle it?
No. I think this all favors Sora, but the problem with Sora is that you have to get the combinations. I mean, it's also the recovery aspect as well. Like, Sora can go deep towards like, the Blast Zone as well. Has a lot of good options to try to recover, caught with a little bit of a counter there as well. And these combos that I'm talking about are just from Nair and Fair 1 as well. You can see Astapasta constantly trying to fish out these combinations, but unable to connect with the drag down, missing the fastball for it before they try to connect with that up special. Full stock advantage. Up air is not going to kill the big old lizard that is Charizard. It'll at least get the Nair 1, get the 2-frame. Good counter coming through from Sneed, but not enough to send the Charizard off to the Blast Zone. Astapasta needs to take this first stock.
It looks like Sneed might get this stock here, 150%. Astapasta is at such a disadvantage right now. Loses that stock before he can get one off of Sneed. Sneed at 150%. If you're Astapasta, you're really kicking yourself now for falling off that map early in that first stock. So Sneed just needs to play it slow, build up a little bit of momentum. You got 2 stocks to work with. You don't need to make much magic happen for both of these. You just can't let Astapasta get these combos and that momentum going. Don't let him cast these spells on you. Thundaga hurts.
Throw it out here. Yep, gotta be able to catch him. Send Sneed all the way to the Blast Zone. Quick spot to Ivysaur. See that forces the respect. That Astapasta, no!
Oh, no!
Misses the connection from the up special. Now we got ourselves just about a dead even game. Sneed staying on the Charizard though. Oh, it's combo food. Oh, it's nasty from the top. Drag downs all the way to the ledge. Astapasta putting on a clinic with the Sora in this final stock. One more combo might just send Sneed off to the ledge. Yeah, gonna have to swap over to the Squirtle. No jump though, just barely makes it back in the recovery. Dash attack is gonna be good to send Sneed off once again. But up to 90% just off of the combination. And again, that's the Gamba. You stayed on Charizard, you gave Astapasta all of that combo.
Yeah, Sneed really threw this game away. Falling off that map, so unfortunate. Just a pure masterclass there from Astapasta. Even Gabe gave Sneed a free stock early on. I mean, we were like in the early 30%, and Sora just fell off the map. So not feeling good if you're a Butler Bulldog fan looking at that matchup that you basically 2-stocked to 3-'em. But, yeah, I guess in the interest of fairness, we did also have Sneed fall off the map with that Pokemon trainer and give a free stock as well, but a little bit different circumstances.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. And again, like, I mean, I think where, we're talking about just like the scammage that came through was staying on Charizard. Like, if you drop back down, it's 0 to 13%, which is where the game state was at when that third stock was starting for Sneed. You got to swap the Squirtle immediately, shield up, maybe get a combination, and then immediately go to Ivysaur. That's a last stock situation right there. You just do not want to become combo food versus Sora. You saw how good it is right there, and for Ostapasa was able to exemplify that to such a high degree. We're talking about Nair 1, drag down, standing combination, the jab 1-2, back over towards either an up smash or the jumping Nair 1 again, and it dragged from center stage all the way to the ledge, and before you blinked, before they swapped over towards Squirtle off of the Charizard, you're already up to 90%.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, that combo, it was like I feel like it was like a 10-hit combo.
It felt like it, yeah. And there's nothing you can do about it. Ooh. I'm here for this.
Luigi bringing the mansion over here.
And it's on FD as well. This is the counter pick for Sneed, and you take the ledges out from Pokemon Stadium or even Kalos, and a handful of others, and it might be better for Luigi, and I say that ever so slightly. It's kind of like saying that Final Destination could be better for like a Fox in Melee versus a Marth, but it's just not true. You just take out the potential for the ledges. You take out a lot of combo potential yourself as well as a brawler like Luigi, but see what that means for Ostapasa, just looking for a couple of different shield punishes, trying to play for this Nair game. Misses with the up B combination, which is a very good combo. If you are Luigi, it's been a good combo since N64, let's be candid. Nice chase there with the side special, dead even game here.
Just watching this play out. I like that, I didn't even realize Luigi had like his ghost vacuum in this game now. Just not able to make it back to that ledge, unfortunate.
That's a scrap.
That's a cool interpretation. I guess you just like, it's like a long range grab, you can pull him in close.
Yeah, it's a grapple, yeah.
It'd be awkward, it'd be like an instant win if you like suck him into the vacuum. Or you have like a ghost come out, that's like an attack that you use. Like a ghost comes out of the vacuum and punches him or something. Ready to see that Thundaga combo there on the side?
See what I'm saying? Like, it's just possible. He gets like two options to come back. Nice little drag down into the up smash coming through from Ostapasa. Forward smash will send Sneed off of the ledge. Ostapasa up to 135%, still on their second stock. Sneed really needs to take this, but just the drag down, Nair 2 into a forward smash. Sneed thinking about life as we know it. They're on the respawn platform. This combination is just so good. Finally able to get at least back to neutral with the Nair. Counter busted. Gonna send Sneed back off the ledge. Get up attack, 181% on a Sora is not a good look. Full rage. Sneed just pressing buttons because he can. We'll send Ostapasa into the blast zone. That's still 2 stocks to 1.
Yeah, and this is match point, guys. So if Ostapasa closes this last stock out on Sneed, which it looks pretty probable to, Sneed's already up to 70%, then the Myers Park is going to take this series.
Oh!
And that's the way you end it right there. Just send him off, send him packing Ostapasa with the Sora. And we'll see him again soon in Grand Finals. But what a beautiful performance there. Just closing out those Butler Bulldogs in dominating fashion. Going to take that series 2-1. You get a standing ovation here from the VESL live stream.
Like as a Sora player, like Sora's all I've been playing, like on Smash Online. Like that, I'm sorry. Like I know that there are better characters, especially when Pyro and Mithra do exist out there. But that character is busted. And Ostapasa, I mean, he was the anchor for this team, right? And went game 3 if they needed it. And Ostapasa gets called in, he's like, hey dog, we need the Cage 3 Sora, and he just locks it in, and he gets to work, man. I mean, like, it went down the last stock there versus Sneed. You know, obviously the SD happened in the first stock for him in game number 1, but, like, I mean, tech chases, Nair 2 combinations, utilizing the magic super well, and then you saw right there as well, you're kind of forcing Sneed to go for a recovery high, blocked. Try to recover low, you're going to get chased off the ledge, and Sora can literally go all the way to the bottom corner of the blast zone if he still has his jump and still make it back. Like, that is just wonderfully done for Asapasa. And as you said, now they're grand finals bound, so we will have the number 1 versus the number 2. Myers Park Mustangs will be the number 2 seed, of course. Going up against the Palisades Pumas after they were able to beat Audrey Kell Knights 2-0. Finally, we got ourselves a non-2-0 on the board there. It did go Game 3, as we were talking about there. And thank you for Butler Bulldogs for doing that. Otherwise, we wouldn't have seen Asapasa potentially play until we got to grand finals. So, best of 5 for grand finals.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a good matchup. And, just to put it out there, right, while we're still on the topic, if you're Butler Bulldogs, like, don't have your head down, right? You guys put on a really good show.
Absolutely.
And in my opinion, right, like, it really comes down to that first matchup in that series. Those two players, that Sephiroth, that matchup could win either way. It came down to the last stock, right? In every single round. So you just go back, you review, I forgot, you have the notes, I forgot the players' names. But both those players, go back and look, and this matchup could swing one way or the other in either way. So I look forward to hopefully seeing Butler Bulldogs and Myers Park face off again in the future. But that's just now. We got a future coming up, Andy.
Yeah, we sure do. It's going to be really, really interesting. Again, for Palisades Pumas, they have a rack full of characters or players rather, I should say, that are coming into this relatively warm, and obviously the number 1 seed for a good reason. Very good high school to be going up against. I think we're slated to potentially even reach Game 4, maybe even Game 5.
Yeah, hopefully. I hope we see it all the way. But we're going to talk about that all in just a minute. We're going to take a quick short break, get refreshed here before we jump into this grand finals. You don't want to miss it. A lot of good action today and a lot more to come. Stick around. We'll be right back in just a minute. Welcome back, everybody. Another day, another dollar, and another time to cast some Super Smash Brothers here at VESL League. I'm Michael Tumbleweed, and here I got Andy Proper, and we just had a great first game. We just had our boys, Butler Bulldogs, Meyer Park Mustang, throw down. Horses better than dogs. Who'd have thought? And now we get another animal matchup. We get the Mustangs versus the Pumas, cats versus horses. A tale as old as time. And it's looking like it's going to be a good matchup.
Is it?
Yeah.
Like, if I go into history books, like, it'd be like, dang horses and cats were back at it again.
Yeah,
it's like
that's exactly
1850, man. I remember the Great War between the Mustangs and those dang Pumas, man. Can't keep getting away with it.
Yep. You'll also see somewhere there back in the day, Abraham Lincoln always kept clementines in his pockets ready to go.
That's not true.
So just remember that, folks, that this is a little history if you follow along the stream for multiple days. Always keep a clementine in your pocket. You never know when you're going to need it. Happy snack to keep everyone excited. So this is our finals. They are competing for $25,000 here in the grand scheme of things. These teams both qualify for LAN, so this is not their last game that we will see of both of these teams. We will see them again in the future on LAN, live and in action. But most importantly here today, they've been competing in best of threes within a best of three. Now we have best of threes within a best of five.
Yep. So as we've been playing towards first to 2 points, if you're able to win your set, then you will take the point. It's first to three. Easiest way to put it. So you can get in and play with three players, or you might have to have a revolving door where, like, if you get through those three players, then the next player in line can step back up. You can't go back-to-back series. That's not how it's going to end up working. So it's a tough decision, really. Like, do you come out of the gates and, like, pick, like, your best player, or do you save them to ring if you're going up 2-0, or do you save them for that third game and also the last to be the ringer and potentially the player to push you into a game number 4? A lot of decision to be made. Palisades Pumas have also been on stream a handful of times, and if there's one player that does jump off the page for me immediately, it is Crown. Crown is a Sheik player, and Sheik is a very hard character to pull off at this level of Super Smash Bros., but I'm sure that we'll probably see Crown coming out to play, and, well, wouldn't you know it, there it is.
Yeah, and we get Pika starting us off again on that Sephiroth. Did lose the first game in the last series. Came close, though. Came in on the last stop. And Crowned AF, he has been a monster. It hasn't looked like anyone's been able to stand up to this Sheik. And Pika off to a little bit of a rough start, already down 33%.
And this is one thing that we've, like, highlighted specifically for Pika when they were going up against 945 that was playing Corn at the time. It's the neutral game. And Sheik has an amazing neutral game. The biggest difference is the kill percentage, but the combos are like butter, baby. Well done coming through from Crown. Jab lock there at the edge into a quick grab, back air, and Crown's Sheik is incredibly light. Should be able to make it back, no problem whatsoever, but the question is on how much can you possibly find in the neutral. Because again, Pika on the Sephiroth has a sword about as long as that ledge here on Town Center.
Yeah, absolutely. And dialing back the conversation just a little bit, Andy, I think, my assumption for what we're going to see this series, to answer your question on players, it's good because we get to see all the players, right? Sometimes we don't get that. Players don't get to get on stage and get their moment. But if you think back to, like, week 1 when we started casting this, originally those were best of threes and a best of 5. So I would assume that kind of similar logic and rules are going to apply here, where you're going to probably have your first 3 players come through in order. And then game 4, if it goes that long, well, then you pick a player. And after that, you go to game 5, and that player that you pick for game 4 is not eligible for game 5 in that series. So we won't be able to see, like, Crowned AF carry their team through 3 games, most likely. So it could be interesting matchups here between these two schools. And if you're Myers Park Mustangs, your hands are nice and warm. You haven't been sitting on the side like the Palisade Pumas as long. You did just get done with that last series, and what a explosion. I don't know what that was. Looking like Genova blowing up there.
Trying to go for the Rising Reflect, not going to work. The Crown's up to 145%, which is unheard of for a Sheik to be living this long. His character is not heavy, but crouching underneath all these different maneuvers, using the shurikens really well. Jab block up to the center platform here on Smashville, just using it to such a high level. Crown is moving around Picamare's sword at this moment in time.
Yeah, Picamare can't be too happy with how this is playing out right now. He hasn't got a hit on Crown in some time. Crown is just definitely controlling this edge. Not letting Picamare back in the game.
There it is. Finally, the falling back air, but
yeah, but it took you 100%.
Exactly. You can hear even the in-game crowd getting behind Crowned, and yep, just a quick little fair off stage. Going to go ahead and get that second stock off of Picamare. Lots to do here for the Sephiroth of Picamare, but never say never, I suppose.
Yeah, and this, you know, we saw Picamare crawl back in that last series a few times, getting us down to that final stock matchup, but Crown looking like he's on another level. Picamare showing some life here, 12%. He's got Crowned up to 60, but he's going to have to get him out earlier than that like 150% or whatever it was in that last life. He's going to have to make something happen here.
Falling forward air into a jumping back air off of the tilt. Ooh, dolphin kick. Not going to be good enough for the elimination, but good enough just to set back up to the center of the stage. That even game as far as percentage is concerned, but it's a whole stock differential for Crown, and Picamare is just going to fall to their death. So Crown's going to win this 2 stocks to 0, and again, I think that the statement was already made earlier on, is that Sephiroth, as good as a character as they are, when Picamare is playing it, just really struggles with the neutral. We saw that versus the Corrin versus 945 earlier. Yep. And Sheik is just as fast as Squirtle and hits just as hard as Ivysaur. So you have to be very, very careful with like your decision making when you are in that neutral.
Yeah, and really like awkward angles too, because you talked about Squirtle's height advantage kind of being so small. Sheik being able to get down and do the little
It's the crouching, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Little crouch just to get that extra small depth. So impressive to me that Sephiroth with such a long sword. Still can't quite hit the ever elusive Sheik that much.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm interested to see this game too, see how it plays out here. Sephiroth, I assume that we're going to see him running back with Sephiroth. I don't think we've seen him on anything else in Sheik. I mean, Crown I think we've only seen Crown on Sheik, and that Sheik has looked absolutely unstoppable. So you got to hope that you can put Crown down now because you want to not see him again in the future. Give him an advantage in Game 4, right, to secure maybe 2 wins for the team. Ooh, we get to change him to Kazuya.
And Kazuya's not a bad pick in this. I know that it was really, really bad versus the Corrin, but the difference is that for Picamare on Kazuya is looking for those 1 to 2 good hits. There's going to be a lot of shielding. There's going to be a lot of back and forth, but the Crown can just continue to do what Crown's been doing, and that's just play around the neutral game. Just try to go for these whiff punishes. Just try to get these stray hits. Try to turn that into combinations. Shurikens are going to constantly give you a lot of good neutral, but dashing up tilt, not going to be there to be able to open up a combination potentially for Picamare's Kazuya. And it's just, if you look at the overall hits comparatively in between the two, Crown probably has about like 30 more hits. It's just the difference is the percentage that you get from these hits on Kazuya, and this is why you go for the switch if you are Picamare.
Yeah, Picamare is looking nice in this matchup right now. It's very comfortable. Crowned, honestly, like a completely different play style. It seems like what a slam dunk onto the ground there. Crown's just kind of playing a bit more distant, right? And it's probably going into what you're talking about where you have that high damage count that comes out for every hit that Picamare is able to land with this Kazuya. 15% for 1 blow, 40 up there for 3. They're already tied up. Picamare with a stock lead. This looks like a completely different matchup compared to the first game where Crown kind of ran away with it. Nice hits here. Hasn't quite went demon form yet.
Ooh.
Demon mode.
Again, the more that Crown keeps trying to assault the top end of Picamare's shield, the higher percentage that Crown gets, the more options that Picamare will have with that up special to potentially get that stock. Charged up now. Go for the laser, just to try to get back towards the stage, able to do so safely. Crown just searching for an opportunity to try to take this first stock. Shurikens into a back air, dolphin kick off the stage. Will be good enough to finally take that first stock, but up to 85 on their second already.
Yeah, that was great edge guard by Crowned there. Picamare struggling just a little bit. Crown starting to find some comfort here. Just looking for Pika. Oh, wow. Up to 123%. Now, I imagine that Yokozuna is not going to have any problem getting Sheik off this stage if he can catch him. Just like that. A little uppercut.
Still alive, though. Blast Zone's here on FD. Quite a ways away from the stage itself. Nice combinations, dragging down with the nairs. Fair will send Pika back off stage, but just have to try to get an edge guard at some point or the other. Up to 70%. Might be able to get them off the stage for another dolphin kick, but sent towards the blast zone. Still alive, though. Is Crown on the second, and that's what I'm talking about right there. You keep assaulting the shield, and you're up to such a high percentage. All Pika needs to do is hit that up special right out of the shield, and he'll get that kill every time.
Really impressive performance here by Pika. Very resilient player. You know, we keep seeing him be able to bounce back in these matchups. Shoots the laser the wrong way. You gotta think that was a mistake. Perhaps some tech there that I'm not familiar with. He's got that rage meter full again. He'll let him do a little bit more damage. He can make it back. Crown is playing the edge very nice.
You have to. That's the only way that you win this matchup. You have to essentially play melee, and that's every single time that your opponent is off stage, you have to go off that stage and try to fish out these back airs, whatever, just to try to get that jump out, try to bait out a bad recovery. 157% now for Pika. Straight hit, gonna be able to get Crown up to 73, but nowhere near the kill percentage, not quite yet. Charge is gone. Yeah, an up smash would be good enough. Dash attack's not gonna be enough to be able to claim the elimination. Now Crown's just pressing buttons off stage.
170%, this is crazy. 100%, Pika still has another life, Andy. So you finally get him off, you're at 73%. You're desperate now. You're in desperation mode if you're Crown. You're going to need some kind of miracle. You're going to need a spike of some kind. It doesn't look like Pika is going to let that happen. Just like that, that uppercut. Now, Andy, Crown, I think we've only really seen him on Sheik. You thinking we're going to see a swap off here in this matchup?
Nah. I think this mostly just comes down to the whiff punishes just missing ever so slightly. The biggest issue is that going up against a Sephiroth, you can get away with like pressing a whole lot more buttons because Sephiroth's shield punish is not as good as Kazuya's, but I think it's mostly just like it's one extra tactic that Crown is missing to be able to get more punishes, and that's quite literally just running up with a shield. Running up, hitting shield, getting that first jab out, and then just acting out of it. Because you saw the combinations are there. Because he is a very heavy character that if Crown can just walk up shield and then shield punish off of that and be able to get the combination, get them off stage, get them up to about 79%, which is where you start to see that down throw up to back air, you're probably in a really good spot. Because Kazuya, besides from the lasers, realistically doesn't have a whole lot of options off stage. And you start to see like Crown reaching that flow state off the stage, just trying to fish out these low back airs, try to go off get the dolphin kick if they're parallel with the stage, and even going high as well. So I think it's mostly just a patience thing. I highly doubt that we'll see a character swap, but whatever you have in your back pocket, you got a sortie, it might work out for you.
Yeah, you never know. See what we're going to find out here in just a second. These players loading into the game. VESL, Game 3 of Set 1.
That's a good pick. That's a really good pick.
Well, now I'm upset it's not Cloud versus Sephiroth.
We had, yeah, it was on the table, wasn't it? Yo! Crown going in for the Cloud pick.
How does this matchup play out in comparison?
Well, you can see what Crown's immediately fishing out. It's keeping, instead of like putting your body on the line as a brawler character like Sheik, now you can keep Kazuya at a Buster Sword's distance. Yeah, it's not Sephiroth's katana, but you know it's still a mighty sword for sure. And then once you get that limit built up as well, like you'll have options available to be able to play this neutral. Just fishing out a couple forward airs. Also at least has the projectile they could be playing with. Missed directional input there with the limit projectile, but all good.
Yeah, 15% to 70. So you're just gonna kick him off the stage there. Oh!
You wanted the spike. He wasn't gonna be able to get back to the ledge. That's one of the biggest problems with Cloud, is that the recovery is bad unless you have the limit break. So not trailing by much. Again, the neutral has been a lot better for Crown here off the Cloud pick. Not able to get the elimination there off the back air, but charging up the limit, waiting to see what Pika decides to do. Fishing out for a potential elimination here. Back air going to send Pika back off stage. Timing just a little bit too early there.
0% still, though, if you're Crown. So this is going very well for you. Peakamare hoping to get a lead and just close out this first best of 3. Does have that stock, but he's sitting at 150%, so this could equalize at any moment. How annoying is this? To just be a melee character. Used to fighting, you know, people that are down to throw hands, right? You're used to fighting King, Armored King, Yoshimitsu. You get this guy, blonde-haired guy, just throwing stuff at you all the time.
It's what's required. I mean, it's like the same thing with the Shurikens when Crown was still playing Sheik, but doesn't keep you locked in place, just does a little bit more damage. Here comes the limit. Good shield coming through there for Peakamare, and then the punish, just the drag down back up to the up tilt. So strong, Crowned up to 86%, but don't count out Crown now. Again, this is game number 3 as far as the first set is concerned. So winner will get that first point for the high school here in Grand Finals. In our best of 5, how about an Omni Slash to come through? Not enough for the elimination, but the damage is definitely felt.
Peakamare does have that rage meter, so he could counter back with his own.
Bang!
Man, what a slam dunk there. We might get a reset. Peakamare off the edge, 136%. Crown wants this to come down to the last stock. Peakamare, no stranger to that. We saw it every game, basically, in the first series we watched today against the Butler Bulldogs. And Crown just goes off the edge, not able to recover back. You talked about that a little bit earlier, Andy. Cloud recovery just not good. Myers Park, they're going to take that series, right? Yeah, that was game 3. Yep. So Myers Park takes that first set in this best of 5. Beautiful matchup, and you got to think that Crown is going to want that back here soon. Coming in, you know, we'll see him again as early as Series 4, but maybe he's off his game today, so maybe we don't see him again.
It's possible. Again, like we don't know because Palisades Pumas, they haven't made it past game 2 yet, so like we haven't even seen like
we don't even know one of their players.
Yeah, we haven't seen like their full depth of their roster. So like realistically, like we don't know if we will ever see both Peakamare and Crown back into this because again, you know, taking that first game is really, really big for Myers Park. Again, technically you are the underdog here. You are the second seed. Not saying that really means much of anything whatsoever because we haven't seen these two actually face off against each other. So I think that it's mostly Peakamare's resolve. And now that sets up your team wonderfully. So who will come in next for Peakamare's relief there from Myers Park? You have to assume that they're probably going to be sticking with the same exact rotation. So Bonk's going to come in for Myers Park. Ink's going to come in for Palisades. And we have seen Ink before play for Palisades Pumas. But they were playing Sora and Roy last time that we saw them. But going to opt in for the Pyra and Mithra, which, again, this character is good. Very good.
So why are there 2 names and 2 characters?
I don't know. I didn't play the game, but it's just how the character works.
Is it 2 characters in here? Is it like Pokemon Trainer? They swap between them?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And they both have different movesets as well, where like Mithra, very, very hard-hitting. Pyra, a little bit faster, has a lot of good neutral game as well. Has the burning effect as well from a lot of their abilities, but this Pokemon Trainer can swap in between the 3 Pokemon, Pyra and Mithra can tag team out continuously.
Yeah, we saw Bonk in that last series. Bonk is really impressive on this Pokemon Trainer. It looks like Ink, 200mm, having a hard time getting his groove on here against this Pokemon Trainer. Looks like our score did finally update. Thanks, observers. Myers Park leading 1-0 in that set, folks. It's not game count up there. That is going to be your overall series count. First one of those to get 3 points. They are your winners. That means they got to win 9 games.
We tech those? All right, Ink, see you. It's a really important tech. That could have been the difference between getting that first stock or not. It's a nice little maneuver coming through from Ink, and that's just one of the many reasons why this character is so annoying to face. Gonna swap over towards the Pyra, though. Off of the Mithra start. And then the up smash is just going to claim it. Good job from Bonk just scouting out that Ink is just jumping way too much.
Yeah, really close matchup here. You got to think that one combo, one smash away from getting Bonk off the stage and equalizing these stocks. Not quite able to get him out there. That's going to send him out of here, though. 0-0 as we go in. 2 stocks apiece. Bonk starting off on the Squirtle. This feels like the common trend. You know, I don't know how to play Pokemon Trainer, but I feel like I'm starting to learn conceptually how it is. You start off with Squirtle, you get beat up a little bit, you swap to Ivysaur, you're a little bit heavier, you get your combos, your range. Squirtle's a little bit more elusive, and then when you need that finisher, or you getting your percentage up high, you swap over to Charizard, just give you that little bit extra life and finishing power. I think I've just summed it up now.
Pretty much. Nice rising back air coming through from Bonk. Just throwing out constant options. Down smash will come through as well. And the ink on this Mythra, as good as the character is just really struggling to try to find an intro. So just as soon as ink will swap over to the Pyra, back over towards the Mythra, Bonk will break out the Ivysaur. Throwing out these Razor Leafs. Up air, again, will find value. Ink up to 106%. Has to be careful. Nair up top, going to be good enough. Bonk gonna swap over towards the Charizard. It's fire on fire now as Pyra also gets chosen here for Ink. Trying to go off stage, a couple of nairs. Not gonna be able to connect for Bonk, who's up to 67%, but a forward air, yeet! Gonna send him to the Blast Zone. Full stock lead now for Bonk.
Just keep seeing Bonk do that, man. He just gets on this Charizard, your percentage of time, he just grabs and throws you off. You can't do anything about it.
It's that simple.
What game series is Miss Pyra from? Do you have that?
Xenoblade.
Xenoblade.
So same game as Shulk.
Oh, okay. Interesting. What a neat character. I'd like to learn more about why there's two of them.
Yeah, I didn't play Xenoblade Blade Chronicles. I've heard good things about it. I just never played it.
Yeah, I like this matchup, how it's playing out here.
Ooh, falling down air. Can't connect off of it. Flare Blitz, yeah, you should be dead to rights there if you are Bonk. A little bit of a silly mistake, but you still have that full stock advantage. Bonk gonna opt in to come out on the Squirtle again. You probably won't see the kill for the stock come through, not especially for the Surf, the up special, but turning into a little bit of combo food. Don't want it to be turned into turtle soup, as Mythra can get a lot of good combinations, but iframe's gonna come through off the Pokemon swap. Bonk down to the Ivysaur. Would probably reckon that they would stay on this until they reach about 80% themselves.
I think they'll swap to Charizard and go for a finisher here soon. Ink getting up there high in percentage, 77. Might have to swap for survival, though, to your point.
That's super effective, by the way.
Yeah.
It's not actually how it works in the game, but
imagine if it did, though.
Nah, it'd be terrible. Bonk now to the Charizard, like I was saying, about 80%. There's the up throw. Not going to be able to get the elimination. Forward tilt, going to send Ink off stage. Tries to go for the falling fair. Can't get the elimination. This is a mere game of inches, but goes for a roll instead of the punish. Flare Blitz out of frustration. Punish finally coming through for Ink. Pyra has a lot of good tools to maybe try to get Bonk fully eliminated. 7% is the difference, but Bonk, the much heavier character on the Charizard, up air. Going to send Bonk off stage. Oh, it's a misinput. Didn't get the ledge. Flare Blitz back towards the ledge itself. Now 130%. Up throw on the ledge. Good SDI. Just barely staying alive.
We've seen so many shades of how Bonk has won previous rounds. Just inching. We know he can end it at any moment. And just not able to get him off the edge. 170%. You're so vulnerable at this moment. Both are. That Charizard grabs and throws you. We've seen him in multiple rounds. Myers Park just clutches that, or I'm sorry, Palisade Pumas clutches up that first game there. What a matchup. If you are, I mean, beautiful. I mean, just absolutely beautiful gameplay there. Pokemon Trainer and that Pyra, I want to see that again. I hope none of these people change characters, because that's just an interesting play style difference there. Each one swapping between all these different tools in a wide tool belt.
Yeah, Pyra is very good at completing stocks, or taking stocks, I should say that much, where Mythra is like going to be like your opener. So it's just like kind of like Mythra is like your Ivysaur and your Squirtle, if you will, and then you get the Pyra, and then that's pretty much for the final blow. Something about fire characters, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I will say this much: when it comes down to Bonk, kind of got a little bit ahead of themselves, butting up more than they could chew. Too many Flare Blitzes, taking a lot more damage, trying to fish out for that grab way too many times that it just came down to spacing and, Swordy versus a brawling type of character. I mean, if you want to technically call Charizard a brawling character, I suppose you could, but does at least have the reach and the range with the tail. Just couldn't find that forward tilt. One forward tilt off the side of the stage. Charizard actually has Tibber, much like how Swordies have it on like the edge of their swords. You catch them with like the fiery bit of that tail. any character is going to go soaring, especially towards the middleweight that is both Pyra and Mythra. So first game taken here in the second set. And Ink's going to opt in to go for the Yoshi. And this is weird for a lot of different reasons. For one, they went with the textured Yoshi. Strange.
I was looking at the TV. I was like, is our TV upgrading quality?
That's a dinosaur made of yarn. It's like, I forget the name of the Yoshi's game that it came from, but like as a lot of Yoshi players that still play Yoshi in Ultimate, they hate this character skin.
Yeah, well, kind of just hating for no reason. What did Yoshi ever do to you guys?
I do like this pick as far as like the neutral issues that Ink was having on the Pyra and Mythra. Yoshi has a lot of good utility. The flutter jump, anything to do with Yoshi's booties actually has super armor on top of it as well. That is a very strong dinosaur that is some lead-plated boots. So
the skin is from Yoshi's Woolly World.
Woolly World, there you go. That's what it is. All right, 59% to 83. Slight advantage here for Ink on the Yoshi. And it's important to note as well, we are on Kalos. This is the biggest blast zone out of every single competitive stage that we have here in Smash Ultimate. So these characters are going to be living for a while. I know that we just talked about how this dinosaur is made of wool, but it is technically a heavier character.
You know, I'm noticing some issues here in Super Smash Bros., okay? Yoshi's doing battle here with Ivysaur. The Pokemon trainer's right there on the side, vulnerable. Just go over there and smack him upside the head.
No, Leaf is too far out of the way. It's not worth it.
You think it's too far?
Could you imagine, though, if you had, like, Mario on a platform back there just, like, cheering on Yoshi?
Yeah. Not fair, you know, that Pokemon trainer can just sit on the side and not fight their own battle.
Hey, but the Pokemon don't fight, okay? This is for the power of friendship, all right? Come on now.
Yeah, well,
fight the Yoshi. Oh, Falling Bear. Going to be able to send Bonk towards the blast zone. 148% to 134. Up throw. Going to get the kill off the top. Wonderfully done there for Bonk on the Charizard. But I'm going to try to remain on the Zard for as long as possible. Just as soon as you start to talk about it, they get slapped up by the tail. Rising up air going to claim that first stock.
Yep. Resetting the game, basically. 0-0 for both. Starting to inch up. This is a very close matchup here. So this character swap is working out. Just giving Bonk something to think about. Bonk, perhaps a little bit of a one-trick pony, maybe. Only on Pokemon Trainer. I guess you're technically a three-trick pony at that point.
Yeah, that's the thing about PTs, that, like, you have a character that's almost positive for every single matchup, but from the nerfs since the beginning of this game's launch, like, PT has fallen off ever so slightly. You still have a lot of good options. Razor Leaf, Rising Nair are not going to be able to get too much percentage and too much knockback. Falling Up Air, trying to get Ink off of this very massive stage. But again, this is a game that very much so could go down to time with how long these characters do stay alive.
Yeah, how often do you see a sudden death in this type of situation?
Not often.
I mean, 4 minutes
and there's
like
no sudden death, so it's just like the way that it does work, like in competitive Smash, is that like if you have the higher percentage, then you could get stalled out.
I think I remember reading in the VESL rules, I don't know, we've never seen an overtime, that it like resets the stage or something, and both players start with like an absurdly high percentage of health with one stock.
Well, that would be sudden death. They spawn back in with 300%, so yeah, it would be one hit. That's how it does work in online Smash, but I don't know. I'd have to read the rules to see what that actually entails, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the case. Rising Up Air is going to get us down to a last stock situation here. Trying to swap over to the Squirtle, but good neutral coming through from Ink. Going to get a very quick 46% on the Bonk's PT. Oh.
And just like that, we're tied 1 game apiece in this series. We're setting up a great narrative. You just reset your 3 stocks. You're about as close as you can get in that matchup. Just as we're getting invested in it, Yoshi eats himself off, says, hey, I'm taking these booties somewhere else. Me and my eggs, we out of here. Just falls off the stage. You would never see that out of Pikachu. So now we get a game 3, right? And I'm honestly, I ain't even mad, bro. Game 3 is going to be a good matchup. I'm excited to see if we get a run back of the Yoshi and the Pokemon Trainer. It looked like it was pretty even, but maybe you just go back to the Pyra.
Ink also has a Pocket Sora, too, which is a very positive matchup versus Pokemon Trainer, versus all 3 characters, to be completely candid with you, as we saw earlier with Ospasa versus Sneed.
3 games, 3 characters. You think that you are just comfortable enough to jump in and do that?
I just don't know. Like, if you got a Pocket Sora, I just don't know why you don't just continue to play Sora. That character is dummy busted, but that's just me.
Maybe your pockets are full of Clementines.
Probably not. Nobody does that. So, going in towards Game 3 in our second series in Ink. I ain't hating on Clementine. I think Clementines are delayed. I'm hating on the idea that you put fruit in your pocket, brother. Ink going back over towards the Pyra and Mithra.
It's got a protective skin on.
It's true.
Man, they don't even know what you just said was true. These are the people at home. You're just talking to yourself. You got voices in your head again, Andy.
Yeah, I got Napoleon Dynamite in my head. Get some of your tots.
Gosh.
Back over to the Pyra and Mithra again. Neutral was the biggest proponent of why Bonk was realistically in the advantage state for the majority of that time. But we're over to a small battlefield, so I actually don't hate this pick coming through for Pyra and Mithra, just being able to get the elimination very, very early. But it could also be the same conversation for Bonk switching over to Charizard, which you feel like you need to switch to Ivysaur. You're up to 67%, and you're kind of scamming this game just by staying on Squirtle for way too long. But we'll finally go for the swap. Falling Nair will get Bonk at least back down to the ground, but might be a moment too late over to the Pyra Incos.
Yep, and this is playing out pretty similar to that first matchup. Ink with kind of an early lead on Bonk. 130%. I'm surprised he's still on the Ivysaur. I feel like at this point I would have expected him to go all in on Charizard, get that little bit extra weight to keep you on the stage, while also giving you a little bit extra stopping power. Pyra, unfortunately not equipped with Juggernaut, so stopping power can win that.
Oh, good read out of Bonk. Just a jump off the stage. He's going to get clipped by it, though. Time with the swirling blade. So yeah, it's just an option you can throw out continuously. Yeah, no, this character is mad annoying to face off against. So now Bonk's going to come back down onto the Charizard, trying to fish out that one move required to be able to get that first stock. But 0% Charizard, yeah, you got to go for the iframes and just go for the swap immediately because you were about to turn into combo food.
Combo food? What aisle's that on?
Well, it's an aisle Pokemon Trainer on a Charizard versus a Pyra Mithra, versus any sortie, realistically. I mean, Ink is moving on this Pyra and Mithra, and again, you have to start to wonder, one, where was this game won? And two, why did we swap over to the Yoshi after you won game 1?
Yeah, I mean, probably just wanted to try to get some style points. Most importantly, though, saving that Sora. Perhaps saving it for like a surprise pick in that 4th game if we make it that far. Which, yeah, we would if Ink can close out this round. 120% to 70. Bonk just kind of losing a little bit of momentum compared to that first series we saw. Bonk came out swinging. Nice little, I guess it's kind of like a razor lead. Seeing he falls off the stage there. 83% to 0. Really nice back and forth. I mean, these players are so evenly matched. There's so much going on. It's hard to, be able to understand fully what's going on. Just always knowing when to block, know when to counter swing. They're understanding their different frames in these move scenarios. It's kind of like a giant game of rock paper scissors for the folks at home, just trying to follow along.
Trying to fish out an option. I mean, Bonk needs to find damage. Good Ink shielding, to your point there, is just so good. Razor Leaf tries to go in for a tech chase into a grab. Not going to be the case at all. Falling down air will at least get themselves back to neutral. Bonk. Down throw into the Razor Whip will at least get Ink off the stage, but borrowed time was that stock, 160%. Now Bonk's pissed.
I don't think there's much you can do about it, though. Ink 60%, getting a couple hits there. The more damage he can put onto Bonk, the harder this comeback story becomes. Ooh, almost got that grab. Fonk's really good at going in there and kind of sneaking those grabs in on his Charizard. It's kind of been one of his finishing moves, that and the little side dash right there, that one.
Yeah, Flare Blitz will at least send Ink off the stage, but 96%. Trying to go for another flamethrower there for the 2-frame. Not going to be able to get it, though. And Bonk, I mean, you feel like that this is probably going to be their last stock here. Ink probably going to be able to live on this for quite some time. Closing moments maybe for this second set. Bonk's just trying to maybe get a couple of ledge grabs, but not going to get it all. Just because you have a 2-frame with a flamethrower doesn't mean I can't set my fire ablaze and do the same exact thing. So it went the distance. It went to game 3 for maybe all the wrong reasons there. What happened on Kalos with Yoshi, but hey, that's going to be a tied-up series here, now 1 apiece.
Yeah, at least you fell off the stage as Yoshi and you still clutched up. Because imagine the inverse, right? You fall off the stage and you kind of, let your team down in that regard.
The next day. That happens,
you're not showing up, so that is 1-1 in this series. Beautiful matchup, and it looks like we go the distance as I make Apple give me a thumbs up there on accident. I just had my hand floating here, and it hit me with the thumbs up bubble. So I'm excited to see here. We have our next players coming in. This is the first time that we're going to see Palisade Puma's third player. We've never seen the third player. Earlier we did get to see the full distance for the Palisade Pumas, or I'm sorry, Myers Park Mustangs. But Palisade Pumas, this is a mystery. It's brand new. I don't know what to talk about. It's like we're waiting on a Christmas gift from Santa at this point. As Andy diligently checks his notes just to make sure we didn't miss anything. No stone unturned. We're going to jump in here. Production's already ahead of you.
They do have Smarty and John, so at least like ready to play. We have seen them before. And yeah, Smarty going back to the me player. Was on a me gunner last time that we saw.
Yeah, Swordy.
Yeah, so me swordsman is going to come out to play this time around. Ostapasa back in for the Sora KH3 version. Let me see it.
Looking at this matchup. Me Swordy throwing out like a ring, a tornado. This is going to be a range matchup, it looks like. Magic versus nature. And Smarty's up to a dominating start here. 60% down already for Ostapasta. Not able to close the gap here on the Sword Fighter.
Yeah, don't let them being a Swordy put it past you. The Mii's have a lot of projectiles. Like the Mii Brawler has like the shot put. The Mii Swordsman obviously has both the ring, not to mention the tornado. And it's just all just like super dependent on how you build the Mii characters itself. But 139% now to the 33. Ostapasa quite literally living on borrowed time, just trying to throw out blind counters. Not going to work at all. Back throw is going to send Ostapasa off the stage. Tries to get a counter. Almost got, or should have been punished there, excuse me. Up tilt to the blast zone, but still alive is Ostapasa.
A nice little juke there. Smarty just needs to close out this life soon, and he can't do it. Ostapasa really stealing that one away, sending it 160%. Maybe that's a weakness here of the Mii Sword Fighter. Has a lot of projectiles, but not a lot of finishing power.
Yeah, you're not making it back from that one. And that's just like generally like the hardest part. Like Sora's recovery is very good, but like if you don't get that second side B to go into the stage to kind of levitate you up, you're not going to make it back from there. And I don't think either didn't have the second jump or just like panicked automatically into the up special. So even 2 stocks apiece, more Nair 2 combinations coming through from Ostapasa Sora as we do typically enjoy. Still trying to find these blind counters, and Smarty's starting to punish them.
Yeah, not really a bad trade, though, if you are Ostapasa going down. I mean, you were at 170%, so you were probably not long for this world anyway. So
off the top.
And he just get taken out there, 117%. Smarty able to end that. Now up 2 stocks to 1. These Mii characters look so annoying to play.
They are extremely annoying to face off against.
Because there's what? There's Mii, Sword, Mii,
Brawler, and Gunner.
Brawler and Gunner.
You know, all 3 different variants of like the Smash characters.
Yep. And you can dress them up in all kinds of different costumes, folks. We learned that last time we saw Mii Gunner.
this one's in a Samus helmet. It's just weird looking. Big old bobblehead looking.
Astapasa is playing pretty well now, though.
Yeah, but you feel like it might be a moment too late because percentages will flip the advantage of Smarty, but Smarty still has a full stock over Astapasa's spiky-haired head. So, looking for something. Spot dodge, forward smash, not going to connect. Able to at least get an attack going for them. But, you feel like it might just be on borrowed time here. Able to at least get the recovery back towards the ledge. Nice combination coming through the drag down. Can't get a smash attack off of it, though. Forward smash, going to get caught with a spot dodge. And Smarty is just trying to go for the ledge. Can't get there in time. Wanted the edge guard, but ultimately will lose their second stock because of it. 137%. I'm not going to count on Astapasa from this. Good couple combinations at full rage. Going to send Smarty to the blast zone potentially.
Yeah, and there's no way Astapasa comes back from this, right? I mean, 140% deficit.
I don't know.
Surely Smarty can finish the job here.
Yeah, the one time that the recovery comes through and you don't throw out the counters, the one time Astapasa actually connects with it. So that's going to be an advantage now for Smarty and Palisades Pumas. Again, they lost to Picamare in the opening salvo, the opening set, but so far it's been all the Pumas so far, number 1 seed.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the see this Mii character keep evolving. Did he play Mii? You said he played Mii Gunner last time.
He played Mii Gunner last time.
Probably sitting on a Mii Brawler in the back pocket.
God,
we get into that. We get into Series 4, Series 5. So interesting picks there. I just love like the diversity of the picks we're getting, honestly, in all these different series. So we're not like seeing. Kind of like some games where you'll see like the same meta character over and over again. We just get to see a lot of different flavors, a lot of different styles, and you can draw a lot of similarities from stuff there too. So like weird to me, right? As someone who is a little bit more uneducated on this, Mii Swordsman, I didn't notice the difference between that and Mii Gunner, just throwing stuff at you all the time, throwing you a ring and a tornado instead of just shooting missiles at you constantly. So excited to get into this next game here. Who's gonna take it? Players look like they're ready. We're loading up now. A little bit of VESL action, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us live, by the way, on this beautiful Thursday night. Charlotte was beautiful, but man, as Andy talked about earlier, it was hot. And we're getting a run back here of Sora and me, Sorty. How do you think Astapasa's got this, Andy?
Well, the counter pick is the final destination, right? So you don't have the ledges that you have to be worried about, but I don't think that ledges were the biggest problem. I think what you're most excited about when it comes down to FD is that you have wider blast zones. But not having the ledges could be more detrimental, but it gives you a lot more of an understanding of how good the neutral game might be between these two. Quick 86% coming through for Smarty onto Astapasa's Sora. Good counter. And this is what you're going to have to really exploit. Again, one of the better parts of Sora is not only the recovery, able to go so deep off the ledge, but also just able to get those Nair 2 combinations to be able to get that first stock. Again, Smarty had all of the advantage in the world, but Astapasa will get that first stock.
Yeah, what a opening for this matchup compared to the last. And then Smarty answers back, takes no damage. A little bit of like a ring throw into a smackdown. Just playing the ranges, playing these zones very well. Astapasa definitely see it, right? Kind of annoyed. Just casting his spells, getting him out of the way, getting back to that Thundaga. And it feels like Astapasa's strategy is pretty, I don't want to say simple, but like it's pretty self-explanatory, right? He's trying to get Mii Sorty off the edge, and he's trying to get that crush with Thundaga, maybe into Blizzaga, just to get those stocks down. Because on this stage here, doesn't seem to be able to get anything going as Smarty only takes 3% damage throughout that whole stock advantage now.
That's 3 stocks to take 2, just by the way. Just finally being able to get the first, and then 3 stocks, or 3%, excuse me, to take the second stock. And again, I mean, Astapasa's is throwing out these blind counters, and although it might be good, you have to reactionary get these counters going for yourself rather than just blindly throwing them out. If you can get the timing, it's great, but so far it has not been. And it's just setting up Smarty continuously. 4 down throws to up airs as well. The forward smash off of the ledge is going to get it done. So that's going to be the other game 1. So now it's a 2-1 lead for Palisades Pumas. They win 1 more best of 3. They are our champions.
Yep. when the fajitas come out and they sizzling, Palisades, Pumas, they be drizzling. I don't know. I needed a rhyme there. I don't know. Chat's saying that fajitas are out and sizzling. I'm one Mexican food. All right, I'm over here just trying to cast Super Smash Brothers. They got me thinking about food.
Yeah, I don't know.
Excellent show there, though, for me, Swordsman. I'm excited to see what comes next, right? We were through 3 games now, or through 2 matches in this best of 3. So we're kind of starting to set the stage here, right? Now it's 2-1 in the overall grand scheme, folks following at home. Now we're going into Series 4 for this next point. Who do you put in, Andy, based on the players we've seen in the matchup? Surprisingly, Crowned is one of the ones that lost earlier, right, on that Sheik. Do you put Crowned back in to let him get some vengeance, or do you carry on with some of these players that have won?
It's tough, right? Because, I mean, like, realistically, like, you would want to go back to the top of the order, but there's still potential for players that we haven't seen yet. So, yeah, we're actually going to get the run back. So, Crown's going to come back out on the Sheik versus Pika on the Kazuya, not going for the Sephiroth first. And the last time this happened,
Pika won.
Yeah, Pika did win, and we did have at least, like, a go to a game 3. And to force Crown to actually switch characters to the Cloud didn't look the greatest comparatively to the Sheik. So I love coming back out here on the Sheik.
Yeah, you gotta run it back if you're Crown, right? Everyone else on your team has performed. You want to close out this series. No one wants to be the guy that goes 0-2 in their series, you know? So giving him that shot. Good on the Palisade Pumas, letting them know they believe in him, putting him back on the stage. Pika, you know, he was down, right, 67-20, but all it takes, as Andy talked about earlier, for this Yakuza, it's just a couple hits, right? It's only like been 4 hits on the Crown. He's already up to 66%.
Exactly.
This guy hits like a truck.
Yeah, you look at like significant strikes and you feel like it's closer to like triple digits than it is further away for the Sheik, but definitely closer to 1 than it is further away for the Kazuya. So,
yep.
113% is Demon Time. Just looking for maybe that 1 tech grab, that 1 rising up smash as well would also be very, very good. Just throwing out options at this point. Might be able to get the kill here on Mini Battlefield. It's just really good music for it as well. There it is, the tech grab, slam to the ground, up through the top, and smacking into our front screen here. First stock taken.
And Pika just coming out strong again, man. This Kazuya is impressive. I think this is just a one-sided matchup. I mean, that's what it feels like to me, is Crown just has to make so much happen. You know that meme that you always see with like the guy, and like it starts off scene 1, the guy's sweating super hard, and then you go into the next scene, they're like singing, they're having a good time. That's just what it feels like Crown's having to do right now with all his inputs, all his actions per minute. And Kazuya, I keep saying Yakuza, I don't know why. Kazuya is just like, oh, here's 1 hit, 30%. Here's another hit, 60. Just having the time of his life here.
Nair falling combination. 58% on the second stock already. And again, I mean, you brought up a great point. The APM is at an all-time high, as most Sheik players do have. But it's just a character diff. Like, that's realistically what it feels like. And Crown has to do so much to get even a stock where Pika just fishes out for these 1, 2, maybe 3 different hits. That's stock taken, but it's what you need to do if you are Crown. You just need to start schmoving. Back throw going to be there for Pika. Back to the ledge, no problem for Crown, but finally able to at least maybe try to take a lead here as far as percentage is concerned. Just constantly schmoving around. Straight hit comes through. Can Crown get back reliably? Sure can.
Just looking at this 100. You can cut the tension with a knife, Andy. At any moment, one of these players to go off. Looking for that dolphin kick. Pesky laser, though, man.
And I love that call, just not like committing, knowing that Pika was going to have that option just thrown out there. Just gets back to the ledge safely there through the iframes that is the recovery. Staying alive even though reaching the top of the blast zone, and just the falling bear. Just great, just misses a little bit outside. It's a chase through the recovery, but the up special off of the ledge grab will be there for Pika. 136. Brown now on the last stock here in our opening game of the potential final set. Myers Park definitely are relying on Pika, the only player to win a series so far for their team. Crown's going to bring this down to a little last stock situation.
Kazuya needs to become the Yakuza right now. Channel his inner gangster to put down this Sheik. What an intense game one in this fourth series. Both players really putting it all on the line. And if you're Pika Mare, do you even bother bringing out the Sephiroth again against someone like the Sheik?
No. The Sephiroth was bad comparatively to like where, again, Sephiroth needs to be able to get those multiple hits. Where Kazuya just needs that one, maybe two. Crown, 100%. Charge up the Shurikens, back to the ledge, scot-free. Jab gonna miss. Up special again, it's just a really good option every single time that Crown continues to jump like this. And Crown needs to jump just to continuously smooth. Dash attack is going to send Pika Mare up to 64% off from the Shurikens. Back throw to the ledge. No SDI whatsoever. Pika Mare is going to strike first yet again.
Put him on his knees for that Spartan kick off the stage. Excellent job there. Coming out there for Kazuya, taking game one in this series. Looking like it could be another run back of what we saw earlier today. So I'm hoping we see same characters, same matchup, but Sheik is going to have to change, right? You said earlier they swapped to the Cloud. It didn't look that great.
But the Cloud is the better choice for, like, the matchup. It's just, like, it's, again, one of those issues that, like, you're kind of – what's the word that I'm looking for? You're kind of, like, weighting yourself down with a bad character. Not saying that Sheik is terrible, but it's just, like, in this matchup – you're hurting yourself by not having a better pocket pick on like a Cloud or even a Sora as well. Like those are the two characters that will, like, when you reach up to 80% or so, you should be looking for the kill. Well, with Kazuya being a heavier character, we're talking now you have to get him all the way up to 160% to be able to get the same percentage kill that you would versus Sephiroth at about like 90.
I just want to see Steve come out. I mean,
that's
what I pick. Steve, Piranha Plant. You know, if you're out there, guys, help me out. Give me a Steve.
Lilat.
Have we seen this stage before?
No.
I don't think we have.
Lilat's a very interesting pick. The Lilat is a stage that a lot of players don't really enjoy. It is smaller than Mini Battlefield as far as blast zones are concerned. You can see like the edges of the bottom of the stage are slanted as well. So that can either come back to help or hurt you if you are Sheik, mostly around those shurikens.
It would probably help you if you're on the outside, yes, because you're going to be even smaller for Kazuya? Or is it inverse? Because your crouch, doesn't it get nullified if you're on the top part of that slant? Is that how this works?
I don't even think if Kazuya crouched, he's dodging the shurikens. I think he still gets.
I meant the inverse. I meant like for when you're doing your little crouch down, right as your Sheik. Doesn't that kind of offset if you're on a higher angle there?
I just think that every single option would still hit you from Kazuya. I don't know. I don't have that frame data.
We got a little bit of nice start, though, here for Crown compared to that first game. 40%. Going to take that stock pretty early. Up. You're definitely liking that if you're Crown. Doing a little bit of edge trickery and shenanigans here. And these platforms, these stages, definitely helping out. Making him very nimble and annoying as he slowly builds up this percentage here. Nice uppercut. Pika Mare just kind of struggling to get his foot in this second game here.
Neutral game looking a lot better for Crown. Both jumps given. Didn't even matter. It is a lapping of the stock coming through. Pika Mare up to 88% already on their second. Dash attack's going to send them up. Just pressing buttons as well. Drag down to the bottom of the ledge for the up smash, and that's why you pick Lilat. So wonderfully done out of Crown now has a 2-stock lead.
Pika Mare, bang. I mean, this is definitely my game knowledge showing that I don't know anything, right? It's like, it just seems like Crown has turned this up to another level, and I don't understand the difference really. Is it really just that much stage difference here?
Yeah.
Making
Because
Kazuya
it's the
struggle
space
so
that
hard?
you have in between like the bottom platform and like the levitating platforms that like the up smash for Sheik will actually reach those platforms comparatively to like Mini Battlefield where you don't. Same thing for normal Battlefield or even for Hollow Bastion as an example. And I want to say for Smashville as well, are all just the ledge to character ratio is just too far gone for Sheik to be able to get that dragged out combination. So a lot of different reasons why this is a good counter pick coming through for Crown. A lot of options available off of the up air drag downs. which is something that we haven't really seen. Dolphin kick missing a little wayward, but able to get back towards the stage. 103%. Demon time is a go. Shoryuken's at the angle, trying to keep the separation going. It's one good hit. All Pika Mare really needs to break this out in a last stock situation.
Yeah, but sitting at 116%. And the way Crown's playing right now, I see no world where Pika Mare comes back here. I'm cashing in my bet late. Crown's winning this. Nice little slam dunk there. Letting out a little bit of frustration, resetting that rage bar there. 130% to 0. You got to think it would take Crown making a mistake and just falling off the edge, really. And just like that, he's able to close it out, and we get another game 3. A lot of close series here in these matchups. We saw game 3 going in that first series these two met. So, Sheik versus Kazuya again. Do we get it in game 3? I would imagine, and I don't know this, folks, right? I'm just making this up off the top of my head. I would imagine Kazuya gets a stage pick here, and he's not going to set up for a situation with those platforms.
We'll probably see Final Destination, would be my assumption.
Knowing that, do you swap off Sheik? Or do you stay with what is clearly your comfort pick?
Yeah, you stay with the comfort pick for sure, because like the Sheik, like albeit like as far as like a character tier list is concerned or whatever, like it is a losing matchup. But at that point, you have to go with comfortability over counter pick. And that's always been the conversation ever since we've gotten into Smash Ultimate, where you have 75-plus characters, is that you have to pick the character that you're most comfortable with, even if a counter pick does exist. You just have to be able to play the strongest game that you have at your disposal. So I think that, albeit the Cloud would be the better pick, I would hate for that to be the way that Crown does go out. Because, again, this is going to be the last time that we see these two players, respectfully, at least today and for this tournament, for this division, until we see it on land. And yeah, that's going to be the case indeed. Crown staying on the Sheik, Pika Mare going to the Kazuya. What's the stage pick? Give me Final Destination. Going to Smashville. So, I mean, the thing about Smashville, again, like you have these different, as far as platforms are concerned, that could be good for Sheik, but potentially even better for Pika Mare to be able to get those tech chases with the up specials, can get the stock elimination very quickly should the timing be right.
Yep. And then your downtime, right, while Sheik's over there charging up Shurikens, go get you a couple turnips. Get your turnip farm going. Start selling your money, make your crop money, go fishing, add something to your museum over here. Pika Mare, 48%, off to a rough start here. Crown playing out of his mind, but he finally gets his hands, and the moment he catches Sheik, damage ensues. So much effort from Crown just from Pika Mare to almost equalize it up there in just 2 hits.
And that's a tough situation right there, where like the platforms do move when we go to like essentially a Final Destination. That should be the advantage state for Pika Mare on the Kazuya, but Crown's neutral game is just at an all-time high. Back throw going to come through, broken back on the stage maybe. Tom Nook going to have to pay for that one, no doubtably, but
that guy never pays for anything, man.
Yeah.
We're paying for it somehow.
Yeah, probably.
Excellent first stock here. It's so close. Cheeky little laser there, catching Crown off guard.
Demon time. Really one good tech grab will probably get the elimination here on Smashville, but we'll have to see what the neutral game would potentially look like.
What's the peripheral of choice for Smash these days? Are people using like GameCube controllers?
People still use GameCube controllers. I mean, Pro Controller is what a lot of people are starting to maneuver to, but input delay is definitely a thing playing wirelessly like that, depending on if you have like the dongle or not. GameCube controllers, customized GameCube controllers are a lot better with mechanical buttons. Forward Smash going to claim that first stock. For Crown now has the full advantage for Pika Mare, albeit by a stock. 123% now off of that combination. Crown able to get back to the stage, no problem with the Dolphin kick. Caught trying to get through an up special, just trying to fish to be able to get this first stock. And this is where Pika Mare needs to be careful, but here comes the tech throw. Gonna be good. Pika Mare to even up the stocks here 2 apiece. It only took 7% on the second.
Yeah, I'm loving this matchup. This is one of those matchups you really hope that you get to see on the LAN events in the future. Crown and Pika Mare just so comfortable fighting each other in what is, kind of a mismatch situation, I guess, as you described it with the Sheik. You got to think that LAN could play a difference here in the long term, but we're so dead even. 66 to 73%, folks. really, that doesn't mean much, right? That's not much of a difference in the grand schemes of things.
And again, it needs to be said, because like the scoreboard is backwards. Like, Pika Bear does play for Myers Park. They are down by a whole set right now. That if Crown continues to cook, this very much so could be the last game. This is game number 3 here in the set. Big old tech grab, team time. Gonna get Crown down to the last stock situation. Potential last time on last stock for both these two players. Now a last stock situation. Pika Bear needs to clutch on up. So that way we can get Myers Park going to a game number 5. Or set number 5, I should say, but Crown is cooking. Look at the platforms. We're set up very comfortably. Can't get dragged down through the up smash, but Pika Bear really needs to be careful here.
The tension, you can cut it with a knife. Pika Bear wants to take this to game 5, and let's face it, folks, we all love game 5 scenarios. Crown wants to get his first series win to help contribute for Palisades Puma. He wants to take them home. He wants to be that finisher. Not quite able to secure it at the start. It did come down to last stock then. It's last stock now.
Yo, what a catch coming through from Pika Bear. Even percent. Back air. Gonna send Crown back off the stage. Cobb trying to go for an up smash. Up tilt as well. Not going to connect. Oh, it's so close. Just mere moments away from potentially getting this stock is Pika Bear and setting it to a set number 5. A good neutral game being shown here from Crown. Shurikens just constantly being spammed, trying to get that percentage up. But Pika Bear in a disadvantaged state. Maybe try to get that stock. Crown just jumping around the shield. I was thinking there for a second that you were going to get an up special, but the up tilt into the up smash is going to get Pika Bear the W. We go the distance.
So much power there on Kazuya, man. I mean, I think Sheik was only at 80%, but that's kind of that light character thing you've been talking about, right? The louder your character, the more at risk you are as your percentage creeps higher and higher and higher. So Kazuya probably good for like I'll say like 120% range, right? I'm just making it up off the top of my head. You'll be in that heavier character. Great showing for both. Unfortunately, Crown is the guy who went 0-2 for the team there, and so we're gonna see who can clutch up, right, as we go to game 5 in this series. Crown, wonderful showing, like absolutely nothing to be ashamed of there, but it does stink that you're kind of in a little bit of a mismatch in your character pick there. And again, I'm assuming the rules, we don't know them, folks, but if you got to pick, right, if you got to pick that matchup and it was just at random that fate had you there, just really unfortunate. So looking forward to see Palisade Pumas Myers Park in that matchup specifically running back on LAN here in the next few weeks.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Again, we have a certain amount of time in between then and now. But even between then and now, and between what is going to be game number 5 and the conclusion as far as this series is concerned, to be able to settle who's going to be our VESL CMS champion here for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. We're going to let the players decide on who's going to be representing their high schools there for game number 5. So with the things, we have a very short break while they figure that out. We'll be right back with the conclusion of some Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Well, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back from that break here. Now we get to finally see who that fifth and final player will be to represent their two high schools. If you're just now joining us, Palisades Pumas going up against the Myers Park Mustangs. It is grand finals here for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate here for CMS, here for VESL. The final day, and then land on the horizon. So, I mean, it's one of those things that we finally get to see what these two teams are starting to look like. Very close set, I will say that much, with Picamare being the only player to take games so far for Myers Park, and a clutch situation coming in for that game number 4, beating Crown again, setting us up for set number 5.
Yeah, and we've seen some bangers. So I'm kind of tired of Pokemon Trainer, no offense, so I don't want to see you've got the player names in front of you. I don't want to see the Pokemon Trainer guy again. Nothing against him. I'm tired of seeing Pokemon Trainer. I want to see some exciting characters. I think Ink was the guy that had the Pyra.
Yeah.
Yep. I want to see Ink again. I really liked that Pyra character. And then the third player for Palisades Puma. I want to see that matchup come out here in this game.
Oh, Astapasta?
Yeah, but I want to see
I'd be here for
Sora versus Pyra. Yeah. I want to see that. I think that would be a very interesting matchup. I'm just tired of Pokemon Trainer, to be honest with you. Let's see who we get here. I think it was Norn was that guy's name, the Pokemon Trainer.
Bonk.
Bonk. Where'd I get Norn from? Just making it up.
Well,
we get Pokemon Trainer and Pyra. I do get Ink. Yeah, so we get Bonk. Bonk, if you're out there, I'm sorry, man. Listen, just play a more fun character. I don't know.
Pokemon Trainer is a very fun character.
I want to see Steve.
That is not a fun character. Screw that character.
I want someone to crank 90s on the stream.
Well, that's not even remotely close to this game. So this is going to be the last representation in between Palisades Pumas and Myers Park. Bonk is, for all intents and purposes, did take the game number 2 off of Ink when they did face off against each other in the second set. But that was when Ink was on Yoshi, and then they also died from falling off the stage.
Womp, womp, womp.
Yeah, so as far as this one is concerned, I mean, Punk Squirtle is actually putting in the work. Nice water gun to at least send Ink up flying high. Goes to the Ivysaur this time around. Grab's going to catch Ink off guard. Now just looking for the kill onto Mithra, excuse me. Over to the Charizard. We've seen this a handful of times, but you become combo food very fast. You're still a low percentage.
Just haven't figured out what aisle in the grocery store combo food is on. He said it was in Pokemon Stadium aisle, but we're not even on Pokemon Stadium anymore. Ink, listen, if you're Ink and Bonk, okay, the confidence your teams have in you, assuming you get to pick, right? You couldn't pick the players that were just in game 4. So these are your closers, right? These are the people that you think have that ice gene, as Andy likes to call it, on our Wednesday night Valorant streams. These are the guys that you think are going to clutch up. Ink and Bonk, it went very close earlier today.
Ooh, caught with the up
Sends
special,
Charizard
up smash is out of there.
Not even that heavy. Just sends him out at a measly 120%. And we've seen Charizard go as high as like 170, right, in some of these other matchups. So Bonk, you want to try to get Ink out of here quick. Don't give him any extra, advantages there. Nice little lag spike. Showing off the stream there. Bonk doing well in this matchup. I'm trying to think back, Andy. I'm pretty sure Ivysaur was the clutch factor in this matchup. So I'm surprised that I just don't see more Ivysaur. Why do you not stay on Ivysaur in these early percentages?
I have no idea.
So it's not really a reason.
No.
At least
it could be the comfortability with Squirtle, but you even saw right there. It's just like the potential to be able to get so many different kill options from Ivy is just so much better. Charizard, again, 34%. One good hit, and this might turn into a very fast 60. Swap over towards Pyra, though, is going to delay Ink to potentially get a little bit more off of it, but now Bonk is just fishing. Again, shield punish after shield punish. Ink's still on this very first stock. There comes the up throw, but already taken 70% on their second stock. Bonk not in a good spot at all.
Yeah, not really surprised there. Pyra, by our user against Charizard, not very effective, man. You gotta choose your status matchups a little bit more wise. Gotta use water against Charizard. Change up your sword element. Is Bonk getting high up in this percentage here, 30 to 100. Bonk could go flying out of here anytime. Ink playing very well in this run back. the situation. Perhaps got dialed in on what Pokemon Trainer could do. Maybe they expected Bonk to be the 5th player to be picked here for Myers Park to show up, and Ink said, listen guys, I got practice against that Pokemon Trainer, and I don't think we've seen Bonk on anything but Pokemon Trainer.
Correct.
So if he's got another champion, we don't know about it. Could be the Steve we all want to see.
Surf gonna send Ink a little bit further off the stage, but again, I hate everything about Bonk just staying on Squirtle. You're lighter, potential for you to take more damage is all there. The swaps over to the Ivysaur. Nair goes a little bit too high. It was in a short hop, just a full one. Down throw into the forward air. Swap backs over towards Pyra. Trying to go for those 2 frames. Back air will at least get Bonk in an advantage state, if you can even call that. Back throw, yeet. Not going to be able to get it. Up to 132%, just chases down from the combination that is that up special from Pyra. Over towards the Charizard now. Trying to get this elimination. Up throw, enough, off the top. Last stock situation, 90% though to Bonk, and Ink's coming in fresh.
Yeah, I would be surprised if Ink can't finish this up. But Bonk goes back to Squirtle. He really seems to favor the Squirtle in this matchup right here. Perhaps the speed, maybe to be very agile and get around these different sword attacks. It's kind of impressive though. He's still around 90. Ink finally catches him, takes him up to the 100 mark. But Ink already up to 60%. Charizard, I mean, we've seen Charizard kill in these scenarios. Oh, nice little smash on the side there.
That's back-to-back forward smashes that Bonk has attempted to throw out, and the first one gets caught by the shield, the second one gets caught with the spot dodge, and yeah, the down air into the up air, or back air, excuse me. It just so good. So it's going to be a 1-game advantage here in the final set between Palisades Pumas and Myers Park Mustangs. And again, I mean, like, I don't think that Bonk has another character. I barely even think he's got a different Pokemon. He just keeps playing Squirtle and Charizard. Like, why are we not playing Ivysaur? There's so many different opportunities. Like, I hate to go on a tangent here, but like, there's so many opportunities where you get a Pyramithra off stage, you could end up just chasing them down with a down air. You could end up just chasing them off stage with a Vine Whip that we've seen plenty of times as well. Find value. Yeah, it might not always find the kill, but eventually it will. It's just the kill percentage. The kill percentage for Squirtle is just so high, and the abilities that you have to throw out just to be able to get said kill are so low. So yeah, I don't know. I hated everything. I hated everything about that. I did.
Well, maybe we'll see Bonk try to change it up, try to do something different. But you're feeling good if you're Ink, right? You coming in here again. It's a best of 3, right? Winner of this, you take it on. You become the champions here for your high school. Surely he doesn't swap off. Yeah. Bonk, he sticks with Pokemon Trainer. Everything on the line. Ink runs it back with Pyro. Not going to do any swap off shenanigans. Just going to run it back. If you're Ink, you're feeling confident that you're about to close this out and take this game for the Palisade Pumas.
I hope you like to be countered, says Ink. And that's realistically how it feels. Though it feels like that Bonk is just beating themselves at this point. Up throw, up air combination. That's about all you're going to be able to find. Didn't get the forward air falling, so like that's 4 hits for 25%, where Bonk just hit the Squirtle twice is up to 34. Like, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'd love to one day be able to meet Bonk and be like, why Squirtle so much?
I mean, Squirtle's like ability, like ceiling, is so high, but to reach there again is so far away that it goes in the same conversation with Crown on the Sheik, right? Like, it's the same exact conversation. You're hindering yourself to the Ivy now. 96% to the 41. Trying to go for the falling forward air. Onto the shield, not punished. Ink on the Pyro though, looking for at least those first few hits. Dodges right over towards the blistering blade, but hey, man. Able to at least maintain neutral for a little while longer comparatively to the Squirtle.
Yeah, I'm just watching this play out, and every time, I feel like it's the same thing. I feel like Bonk does so good, and maybe it's just because he's hitting harder on Ivysaur. I just feel like it looks like he's doing a lot better from like a percentage growth standpoint, but Ink is just, it doesn't seem to matter what Pokemon you're on. He's just got something figured out right now. Sticking to that Pyra right now, if I'm not mistaken.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Just fall with the dare. Get that first stock. Dash attack's going to send Bonk's Charizard off stage. Tries to go for the hard read there with the Flare Blitz. But any percentage you get here if you're Bonk on the Charizard is good percentage.
Yeah, you kind of stole that last stock. Getting first blood. Now you're 2-2. Swapping over 11% lead. Pretty much dead even, folks. Back to the Squirtle.
I don't hate this, though, because we're back to a dead even game as far as percentage is concerned. Back to the neutral. Trying to get these grabs, maybe trying to get a couple of combinations, but Bonk's running up looking for these down tilts. And it gives you a little bit more spacing rather than having to be in mid-throw's face to be able to get the grab, but the range advantage is just all there. I mean, you can see it. Like, it's in her hand. Like, Mithra's got a sword. You have a tail. And although, like, if you whip somebody with that tail, it might lower their defenses, but your defense is already so low. To the Pyra now.
You gotta call in the Squirtle squad, man. Get some backup on this thing.
Nah, Ash's Squirtle left that squad. Now he's a Blastoise. You don't need them no more.
That's true. Still a shame that Squirtle can't evolve. Imagine you could like evolve these Pokemon. You end up with like 9 characters in one, all with different styles. It would be such a high skill ceiling. It would be crazy.
They'd all be so slow. Like they would end up. You would have a Charizard, a Venusaur, and a Blastoise. They'd all be so slow.
Blastoise.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it would work. Now with Gyarados though, that'd be crazy.
You gotta be able to have Magikarp in here, flopping around.
Just using Flail, damaging itself. 88% to the 95 to the Ivy now. Advantage ever so slightly. Good Breeze Relief. Trying to fish out maybe a Dare into an up air combination, but not high enough percentage where the spike on the Kalos would be enough. Got very large blast zones here on Kalos Pokemon Stadium.
Did the larger blast zones make that much of a difference? Beautiful bonk. Even trade. 0%. We're dead even. If you're Ink, you love this scenario. The pressure's all on Bonk.
It really is. Last stock situation, maybe this could be the one that settles it. With Ink being able to take that first game here in the set, immediately over towards the Pyra, back over towards the Mithra now. Just trying to play out that neutral game. 29%, good up throw, up air, fair. Try to go for the combination again off of the platform. Can't get it though. Percentage advantage is there for Bonk. Oh, tries to go for the withdrawal. Not going to be able to get it though. Over towards the Ivysaur. Back over towards the Pyra as well. Even percentage. Neutral game is all there. Up air, secondary is going to get air dodged. Oh, Ink is in firm control of center stage so far. Gives it up though.
Just want to see this play out. Ink has the edge control on the Charizard. We haven't seen the Charizard a whole lot in this set. Ink doesn't care. We saw Charizard first stop.
Down air,
Ink
up
sent him
air.
out.
Still alive.
140%. Ink, you got to think he's going to close this out. Just like that. Ink 200 millimeters sends him out at 200 miles an hour.
It's just the constant down air, up air. Finally came back through instead of throwing out the down air option, which was air dodged for it. Just comes in with the up B and the full-on combination, just slams him to the ground right off the top. I don't care how much percentage you have or if we're on Kalos. You're above 130%. You are dead. No amount of SDI is going to save your life from that. So I'm sure that everybody from the Palisades Pumas are probably clapping it up. Very happy for Ink to be able to step on it and get the clutch up. Ended it in 2 as well, which is the most important part. And as you were saying, you know, when we had that trade coming through off the stage from the down air with the Ivysaur in the second stock situation, Bonk wasn't too high of a percentage. Like, if he was able to make it back from that, maybe we would have been talking about a Game 3 going the absolute distance situation. So, not going to be the case at all. Palisades Pumas will be your VESL Playoff CMS champions. Commiserations, of course, to the Myers Park Mustangs, who put up a hell of a performance going up against a handful of other teams. And we want to pull up the bracket here just to be able to give a quick recap on everything that did happen. Of course, Myers Park having the only other Game 3 besides the grand finals, going the absolute distance of Game 5. They got tested by Butler Bulldogs. Also beat North Mech 2-0, but Palisades, that is clearly the team to beat here. Going to be holding their heads up high when land comes around.
Yeah, absolutely. We love to see this kind of performance from all these teams. A lot of new school names. You know, I'm new to this high school league, but over on the Valorant and the Rocket League streams, all I hear about is Audrey Kale, those guys. So it's nice to see Palisade Pumas entering the conversation and establishing their dominance and their foothold here in the world of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yeah, absolutely the case. So that's going to do it, at least for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. We had Valorant yesterday, like we were talking about. Audrey Kell were able to win there. Palisade Spoon was able to get the job done here for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. But who's going to do it for Rocket League? You're going to have to wait until tomorrow evening to be able to see how that one all gets squared away. Tumbleweed will be here to be able to cover all of that action as well, as we are coming down to the wire. The last few days here for VESL, CMS. 2 games done already. The last is going to be Rocket League tomorrow. Same time, same place. We'll be seeing you at that broadcast. You do not want to miss it. Have yourselves a wonderful night.